everything in your reality is a clue or a trap? Everything, every day, it's either a clue or a trap. You decide. In the beginning, we were given the biggest clue of them all, and we just kind of overlook it. And that is in the beginning in the Garden of Eden. I know you guys might think, oh God, this is like some more Bible stuff. It's not. I'm going to share with you how simple everything is, how simple reality creation can be if you understand that everything is trying to move you, guide you, but it does it so silently that you can't hear it, you can't see it. So what's the key? What's the secret? That's what I'm going to share with you. From now on, after you watching this video, you will know how to master your reality. When you learn to master yourself and understand how to pick up the clues or pick up the bait, it's up to you. However, before I get started, I just want to remind you all that this Sunday, December 8th, is that Free Money Live event. So if you are interested, you can go to rosielife.com. The link is down below. Thank you all of those people that have already signed up. I look forward to meeting you guys. It will be recorded. However, if you show up live, I'm going to be there to answer your questions live for as long as I can. As long as I can stay, I'm going to stick around and continue to answer your questions. And my intention is, after watching this event, that you all will feel so clear and empowered on how to change your situation with money. Because remember, you have to be it. And I know this sounds very like complicated, yet so easy, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna break all that down. I'm gonna share with you everything that I've learned and implemented. Not just stuff that I've learned, but just that. That's not enough, right? Because otherwise we're just shoving knowledge around from one book to the other. But this is stuff that I've actually implemented in my personal life, and then I share this with my clients as well. So if you're interested in joining, cool. If not, you don't have to go and buy that event, but you can just watch the videos that I put out for free, because they are more than enough for you to pick up all the clues. All right, so let's get to what we're going to talk about. So first, I want to say that the biggest clue that we have been given is also how when we overlook the biggest clue, is how we bought into the biggest lie. And that lie is separation, that everything is separate from you and that you got to figure out how to go get it. That's the biggest lie. And the biggest clue happened in the book of Genesis in chapter 2. It talks about how God created the heavens and the earth, and then he created the land and the animals, and then he created man, and then he created woman. So then he talks about how he says everything, so he created everything, the rivers, the streams, the animals, the trees, everything. And then he created man and breathed life into man. In other words, God occupied man. God occupies us. Spirit occupies us. And we were given dominion over all things. So everything was there. And what I love about, if you look at this, right, it says that it's all there for the taking. The food is there, the water is there, and even gold is mentioned that it is there. It's casually mentioned, oh yeah, and there's gold over there, and over here there's fruit, and over there there's these. And by the way, it's just there for you. It's not like a big deal. We've made wealth and abundance into this big deal when it's actually just there. It's just there for us to have. And instead, we become like scavengers and hard workers to go get it. So, but it mentions that everything is there for you, including the tree of knowledge. And this is the clue. The tree of knowledge is there. And it says, don't eat from that true tree of knowledge that's good and evil. Why? It says why. It tells you why. Because you will die. Now, it doesn't say that you're going to eat an apple and be poisoned and drop dead like Snow White, right? It says that you will die. Well, remember, everything in these scriptures, the Bible, the Quran, all of the Torah, all of these Bibles are cryptic. They have messages and meaning behind everything, and you don't have to get into the hidden meaning behind it all. However, if you're interested in that, the tree of knowledge is a good and evil. In other words, that's separation. When you believe in that knowledge of good and evil, that there's good and there's bad, there's right and there's wrong, now you're looking at separation. And that's what that means. If you eat from that tree of knowledge, of trying to figure it out, right, that is separation. You'll fall for the biggest trap. That's the big clue, is you're going to fall for the trap of separation. And that's why, it mentions that, and it warns you, don't fall for it, because you'll die. In other words, your desires will not ever come to life. You will not ever be able to bring forth the desires that you want, because you're too busy categorizing everything and seeing everything as separate. That's the good and evil. So that's one of the biggest clues that we've ever been given. And it's so overlooked and has been misinterpreted with different religions, and that you have to repent, and that, oh, you did a bad thing, and that our ancestors ate the apple and from the tree and now all of us are paying for it. That's not it at all, because there is no history, there's no past, because there's only now. So right now, you always have the choice, and you are given free will. We were all given free will to choose actively in this moment, because that's all there ever is. So you're never having to forgive anyone or regret anything, because you always have a clean slate in this moment right now. I always like to think it's like you're clearing the cache from your internet search and you're wiping the slate clean, right? So you always get to choose what you're going to do now. So it doesn't matter what you thought 5 minutes ago, 5 years ago, or 50 years ago, or 1,500 years ago. It only matters what you are actively in this very moment doing right now. So this is something that I want to share with you, however, about having a little more clarity on what clues and what traps are surrounding you, because you can look at everything in your life as a trap, as bait, like taking the bait, like I've said before, or you can look at everything as a clue, right? Or you can do both, but you're always getting to choose. One of my clients recently was sharing this. She says, oh my God, I had a light bulb moment. She says, what if everything is just a clue? Everything's a clue trying to direct us and show us where to go, what to feel, what not to feel, what not to think. Everything's a clue saying, no, don't do that. It's like hotter, 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 cold, 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 warm, 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 hot, 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 right? Remember that game, right? So she was like describing it in that kind of way of like everything's trying to guide us, or you can see as everything is trying to trap you and keep you from your money, from your person, from your health, from whatever it is that you want. You feel like the world is against you. Right? I had this realization one morning, and I said, life can feel like a battlefield. Like, I can't wait to go to sleep tonight, because then I get to check out of all the things that I have to do. And then you wake up and you feel like, at least I'll have coffee. At least I have this. At least I have that. And then you got to handle or deal with everything else. And even when people get into this knowledge of manifesting, they think, oh, I got to manifest this. Okay, cool. Got that. Now I got to go manifest this and this and this and this. It becomes like a vending machine of manifestations, instead of you understanding how actually reality creation is, how the universe works, how easy this is if you just allow yourself to surrender into it. In fact, the more still, the more quiet you become. And what that means is that quieting this doesn't mean shutting off your thoughts and your feelings. It means knowing that you are the quietness, that you are the stillness that can observe those thoughts and feelings that are always going to happen. So a lot of people get into meditation thinking they have to stop all their thoughts. They have to flip their thoughts. They have to stop thinking a certain way. No. Being still and know that I'm God is you are being still. The stillness is observing all of those thoughts and feelings. That's all that's happening. So, and the more that you can identify, and I call it practice because it is a practice. It's a practice just to be aware of your thoughts and feelings. It's something that you want to return to again and again and again throughout the day, whenever you can, for as long as you can, increasing the time that you would do this, right? There's no perfect way to do it. There's no certain meditation that you have to follow. There's no, app that you have to download so that it assists you. In fact, the more raw dogging it you do this, it's like meaning no assistance of any noise or any sound. In fact, even you can get good at this and you can be in public and do this. You can do it in public with your eyes open and be aware of all the thoughts and feelings that are going on inside of you as you're observing people. You can really get really good at just being the observer, and you want to do this so that you stop identifying yourself as this person with thoughts and feelings, and that you are actually spirit occupying the body, right, that has thoughts and feelings. You notice the difference there. So now this is what I want to show you, and it came to me, and it's just so powerful, right? Because you're going to have thoughts and you're going to have feelings. Again, the idea is not to eliminate them, right? But you get to see everything as a trap or bait or clickbait, like I've said, or you can see everything as a clue trying to guide you, trying to lead you to your desires. And it's going to take a little bit of your practice and focus to do this, but it gets easier and easier, and pretty soon you're going to start laughing at your own thoughts and feelings. You're going to laugh at the circumstances. Yes, even the big ones that seem super important and super painful, you're going to notice, you're going to say, oh my God, I cannot believe I was falling for this crap still. And this was literally trying to tell me what to do next or what to feel next. But the more still you become, the easier this becomes. Now, when you have any kind of thoughts or feelings or any circumstances or any physical sensations, right, what I want you to do is start thinking about this thing. So here I wrote down, so you want to ask yourself, is it helping me, right? Is it helping you or hurting you? So whatever it is that you're thinking, whatever it is that you're feeling, you want to ask yourself, is this hurting me or is this helping me? The thought, what is it? There are thoughts, memories, feelings, physical sensations. So again, you ask, are these thoughts or these memories or feelings or physical sensations hurting me or helping me? And what I mean by hurting me is, are they supporting my desired reality, the wish fulfilled, the end that I chose already? Is buying into it, is believing it, is engaging with it, is acknowledging it? Is it trying to figure it out, trying to make it better, trying to change it? Is that actually hurting me or helping me? Is doing this actually helping me stay true to my desired end? And I'm going to give you guys I drew a really cool picture for you guys to help you actually remember this too. So nothing is a fact. Remember, nothing is a fact and nothing is real. Only what you believe is true is. So nothing is real. Nothing is a fact. Everything is optional. Every single thing is optional for you to believe in or buy into or say, yeah, it's true. No, it really did happen, including memories. I've had some really, some memories that I carried around for years that I didn't bother changing. I'm just like, why bother? I'm just going to choose to be a different identity. But I'm like, well, I was still walking around with those memories, and in my mind, still identifying with those. So it felt like I had one foot in to my true identity that I wanted to be in and a 1 foot out. And it felt very double-minded. And that's why I would get results and I wouldn't get results. I'd go back and forth. I was being very double-minded because I was holding on to these memories that didn't feel good. They were not helping me. They were actually deterring me. They were hurting me. They were not helping me go further into my desired reality. So it's very simple to do this, and all you have to do is acknowledge it and say, no, thank you. I don't have to hold on to this anymore, and you can choose a different memory. I don't want you guys to think you guys have to do some deep digging and that you gotta like heal from something. Healing, true healing is realizing that you get to choose. That's what healing is. It's not a healing journey. It's healing your mind, healing that part of you that's been eating from that tree of knowledge, of separation, of good and bad, right? And realizing, wait, I don't want to eat from that anymore. I know that everything I want is here and right now. It's present with me. There's nothing that I have to do, right? But I must ask myself, because you have been eating from the tree of knowledge for so long, you must learn to ask yourself and guide yourself into the desired reality, despite the thoughts and feelings, despite the circumstances. And that's what we're talking about today. So knowing this, right? Knowing that nothing is real, nothing is a fact, right? Knowing this, why keep choosing it, those thoughts, memories, feelings, physical sensations? Why keep choosing them again and again, knowing that they hurt you? Now that you know it's a choice, why would you keep repeating it, right? So just because it feels real, it really happened, like a lot of you say, right? It feels hard. You still can choose it. And a lot of you, it feels hard to not think that thought. It feels hard to choose a different memory. It feels hard to let something go. It feels hard. Well, let it feel hard and choose something else anyway. Because eventually you're going to find that whatever you choose is what dominates. Because you are free will. You are choice. So who cares if it feels hard? Right? What you're choosing is going to trump anything that you're feeling. So you can still choose. You can still ask, does choosing it help me or hurt me? You can still ask that question no matter how you're feeling. You can still keep asking, does choosing to remember it this way, does it help me? And if you have a strong emotional surge behind it, that's hurting you. It's clear it's hurting you. Otherwise, it would feel good. So you have to ask yourself, well, why do I keep choosing this? How does it serve me to feel like shit? How does it serve me to focus on what I don't want? How does it serve me to focus on pain in my body? How does it serve me to focus on the lack of something? How does it doesn't. And you all know it doesn't serve you, but yet you do it anyway, right? And you talk as if you don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. It's happening though. It's in my face. You know, a lot of you say that. It's like, oh, the 3D's in my face. Of course it's in your face because you keep choosing it. So this is a game, right? This is a game of who's not. I think I've said this before, or maybe I've said it in my sessions. This is like a blinking game, right? Remember when you're kids and you and somebody else, you're like, okay, we're gonna stare at each other and whoever blinks first loses. That's what you're doing with yourself, with your own 3D. You guys are staring at each other, waiting to see who blinks first. The one that's reacting first loses, right? And then the other one wins. It's like, hi, got you. Do you see? So instead, you're just like, wait a minute, why am I playing this blinking game, trying to hold it in and pretend it doesn't bother me when I can just choose to think of something else? Who cares if the other memory pops up? Who cares if the other feeling pops up? Who cares what the doubt is? You can still choose something else. And that is how you actually get out of those memories or whatever, right? Because you're just choosing. Everything in life is a choice. It's all here. Remember, again, as it says in Genesis chapter 2, it's all created. It's all here for you. So you're not creating it. It's just there. But now it's just a matter of you choosing it. Okay, so you've chosen something. You've decided, this is what I want. This is what I want to experience in my life. And I understand that I must be that person. I must be the person that has it, or is experiencing it, whatever it is. I get it. I understand. That's easy. Like I always say, any little monkey can do that. Any monkey can say, I want this one over that one, right? We can all choose. We know that we can choose. We know that it can feel hard to choose. We know that we choose anyway. But what happens? What happens once we choose? And this is where a lot of you are. Here's your desired reality. Here's what you ultimately choose, okay? That's what you really want. So you've decided, this is what I want, my end, my new identity, right? But then here is you, okay? So this is your new reality that you're headed for. So it's you and your desired reality. Some would say this is the bridge, right? Some would say this is your path or whatever, it doesn't really matter. But here's you in your new desired reality, okay? And then this is already clear. It's already created. You're not making it, remember? You're just walking into it because it's already done. That's it. You're just walking right into it. But what happens? Your old reality, where you've been living for X amount of time, is going to be like, what the hell is she doing? Where do you think you're going? You're not leaving me. Remember, we've talked about this. Like the old reality, all realities remain. All identities remain. But just because you chose a new reality doesn't mean your old reality is all of a sudden dead. Your old identity is dead. No. They all exist and forever exist and remain options. So you must first be aware. Your awareness of these things is what gets you through these moments. Your awareness of what's going on. If you don't know what's going on, then you're going to feel like you're fighting something invisible that has more power than you. But once you know the game and you know the rules and you know what's going on, you're just like, oh, I got it. Okay. Doesn't mean I won't feel stuff, but I know exactly what's happening. And once you know, right, you know. So here's you in your new reality, okay? And here's your desired reality. And this can be a real instant quick walk. In fact, it can be, it is, right? However, this is where a lot of people do. So are you gonna look at everything, remember, as a clue to keep you on that straight and narrow, right? Or are you gonna take the bait? This is the game. Will you take the clue or will you take the bait? So your old reality has thoughts, has feelings, it hears things, it has memories, it sees stuff, it touched stuff, okay? So this is all your old reality. All of this on the sidelines, okay? So you're just like, okay, I'm this person, I'm wealthy. I'm this person, I'm wealthy. And I'm going to focus on my bank account and I'm free, I can do anything I want. It's so wonderful to feel this way. And then you start walking it. Then you start hearing things like in your head, or you start hearing people in your family say, fake, this is all bullshit. No, it's not. Nuh-uh, this is all bullshit. Why are you buying into that crap, that manifesting crap? What are you doing? Why are you reading those books? That's witchcraft, that's bad. No, you gotta go to work. You gotta work hard, right? So you're gonna hear, and these little boxes are doors. Have you guys seen a show on Apple TV called Dark Matter? Okay, if you can, go watch that movie, because I think this is where this picture was inspired from. That show is so good. It's called Dark Matter. And I don't know the actors' names or anything, but it was so good. So it's about him time traveling, but he has to walk down this dark hallway, and it has like infinite doors, like you can't see. You go into the hallway, he has to inject himself or something to get into and go into this room. He injects himself so he mentally can go down this hallway of options. Sound familiar? I'm just like, really? Okay, so then he's walking down this hallway and it's door after door after door after door after door, and the hallway's dark and you can't see the other end of the hallway because there isn't an end. And every door he opens, whatever he walks into, it's determined on his state of being, on who he's identifying and how he feels. So at the beginning, he starts opening doors and he's walking into shootings and tornadoes and all these devastations. And then after a while, he figures out, oh, I gotta chill the hell out. I gotta be chill and calm before I open the door. Because if I'm not, I'm gonna walk into some devastation, some horrible thing like his wife dying or something like that, okay? And he said, but if I'm chill, he's like, then I'll enter in a reality that I prefer. And I'm like, hello, does this sound familiar? So be still and chill, okay? A lot of people are like, you don't have to. I can be angry and demand that I get what I want. In fact, I manifested some of the best things. I read your comments. I saw your comments. I manifest some of the best things when I'm mad or I'm crying and I get what I want. How long do you want to do this? How long do you want to get pissed off and cry and pound your fist on the table and affirm a million times a day every freaking time you want something? It's like, I'm sorry, but I don't have time for that shit. It's like, I do not want to spend my whole life getting angry or crying and know that I have to have this emotional outburst before I get some. It's exhausting. And your body's going to be like, hell no, we can't keep up with this crap. This manifesting thing is just like no joke. It's like, it takes a toll on us. Let's just not do it. Do you see, why would you set yourself up to have to go through all of that just to get what you want, when you can just sit back and chill energetically, okay, and get what you want? And that's what Be Still and Know That I'm God. And that's what this guy in this show, in Dark Matter, what he figured out over time. He had to open a lot of doors and get his ass kicked before he figured that one out, though. So can you guys relate to that too? And then he finally understood. He's like, wait, the calmer I am, the better this goes for me. So he'd take deep breaths and get calm, and then he proceeded to open the door. Well, what's the door represent? It represents your imagination. The door is the kingdom of heaven. You go in the door into your Father's house, in where all those mansions are. That's what you're doing. You're going through the door of your imagination. But if you go into it all mad and angry and stressed, and this isn't working, this is stupid, okay, get prepared for what's behind that door. All right, so now that I set you guys up with that visual, think about that. So here's you, and you start walking down the hallway, right? You already know what your reality looks like. You already know what it feels like. You can't see the door, but you know you're walking in it. So then you get the fake one. On the front of the door, it says faker. No, this is bullshit. Why are you doing this? And then you're just like, okay, I'm gonna walk by that door really slowly. Nope, I didn't get in. Try it. And then you get another thought. Try it. Go ahead and do this manifesting stuff. I'll sit here and wait for you. Go ahead. I'm just going to be quiet and let you do your thing. Try it, because it still won't work. It's not going to work. So now you've moved past fake to try it. Just try it. It's okay. Go ahead. And then you'll read books and watch videos and do all this stuff. And then you don't get what you want because you still don't understand that you're not being it. And you're like, it still won't work. It's not working. It's just not working. So then you keep walking, right? You keep moving forward in your imaginal scene. You're like feeling it. You're like being still. You're doing all this stuff. And then you start hearing things. You suck. What makes you think that? What makes you think that you can have these things? What makes you think that it's going to happen for you? You didn't earn it. Come on, nothing in life is free. Remember all those people that told you sucked? Remember the last employer said, no, you don't have the qualifications. Remember all of that? Remember the last time you got on the scale? It's like you work so hard and nothing happens. You're still the same way. Why? Like, come on. Like, man, you suck. You have low self-concept. Go fix it. If you fall for that trap, you walk in the door, the self-concept door, the room of self-concept, and you go down all those rabbit holes of like, oh, I'm worthy, I'm good enough. Nothing wrong with those old things, by the way. I'm good enough, but then you go in there and you're feeling hella good, and then you're just like, nothing's changed. Then you keep walking by and you're like, but then you have, like, if this is the SP related, you might have a memory. Remember the other side? You might have a memory of, but they cheated. Assholes. I can't believe they did it. I'm not going to forgive them. They have to come back crawling on their hands and knees begging me to forgive them. And then you're still so salty and angry. You fall for it. You fell for it. You walked in and you started remembering, you started playing out the scenes again and again and again. And then you get angry and sad and how dare they, and this is BS. You just recreated it. And then you remain there and you try to figure out how to get out of that. Then let's say that you walk by that door and you might hear things in your head like, this is delusional. Come on, girl. This is just like, really? You're being delusional. All right, this is just cray cray. This stuff, like, it sounds good, sounds fun and everything, but like, it's not real. And then you might hear stuff like, look at your bank account. It says bank. I didn't have enough room. But it says, look at your bank account. If you're wanting to change your financial situation, you're like, look at your bank account. You can say you're wealthy all you want, but look at your bank. That's the real. The proof is in the pudding. Look at your bank account. Look at those bills. Look at all that's coming in. Did you look at what was in your wallet? Did you see your credit card statement? Look at your bank account. That's reality. And then you get in here and distracted. You're like, well, what do I do in the meantime when there's bill collectors? Or what do I do in the meantime when the rent is due? What do I do in the meantime? I have this date, this deadline coming up. I need this money for this. What do I do? I'm stuck at a job. I hate my job. It's like, what do I do in the meantime? You're stuck in this room still because you let your eyes distract you. You let your eyeballs distract you, and you looked at the bank account and you said, oh no, that's real. And then you went down the rabbit hole. Or maybe you walk by that and you're like, oh, it's been so long. I've been doing this for so long. You don't understand. It's been X amount of time. I've been doing it for so long. And it's just like, I'm still here. And or if it's with a person, you're like, you know what, it's been so long. It's too late. And you start creating all these, it's so long story. They're married, they had a baby, they moved on, or they'll never forgive me, or they're bitter. You don't understand them, right? You'll go through these doubts. You'll entertain those doubts instead of just walking by. Or you just feel like giving up. You just feel like giving up because you're just like, I can't handle all these. I can't handle all this. It's too much to try to overcome. I just can't do it. I just want to give up. It's just like, screw it. This is stupid. It's a waste of money, a waste of my time, waste of everything. I just can't do it. Right? And then you keep walking and then you're like, nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. But nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. It's like crickets. It's like crickets. It's dead. It's like not one freaking thing. And then you get mad and you get frustrated and you get sad. And then you get desperate and you read harder, affirm harder, or change your techniques because you're just like, nothing's changing. So here you're really like giving up. Nothing's changing, or things are getting worse. The shit's hitting the fan. Like everything that could go wrong is going wrong multiplied. You're just like, is this a freaking joke? Am I being punked? Like, what the hell is happening, right? You're just like, it's getting worse. No, this is dangerous for me to think this way. I need to go get my shit together and take care of shit like I used to take care of my shit, because this is not good. This is not good. Things are getting worse. I just need to stop all this manifesting crap. I need to stop doing this and just go back and focus. I'm going to go back to being the old me, right? I'm gonna go back to being the old me. At least I can feel comfortable and I know what's gonna happen with that, right? And or crickets. These are not requirements and these don't happen to everybody. That's what I first want to say. It's not a requirement that these things happen to you, and it's not going to happen to everybody. But a lot of you are going to be able to notice that a lot of these things come up. Some, all, more will come up as you are in your new reality, walking through this hallway. So you want to see yourself as walking by the hallway and you hear the door rattling, trying to get you in. This door rattling, trying to get you in, trying to, get your attention, trying to get you to open the door and go down the rabbit hole. It's like, let's go down the slide and go entertain these thoughts, right? Instead, you can just, the more still and calm you are, in other words, the more calm you are as far as being still, it's an internal. In other words, the more that you're aware that you are awareness itself, the more that you're aware that you are that I am, that you are God, that you are that stillness, the more that you identify with that, that's what can get you down the hallway, is that you're putting all your attention and awareness on within, your awareness of being, on what's behind everything you're seeing, even all those doors that are trying to get you in. Awareness is in those. Those are just part of the old identity. Well, guess what? Awareness, God is behind all of those too. And so the more that you're focused on that, you just walk down that hallway very chill and say, yeah, I see you. I'm good, thanks. And then you keep walking and you're just like, yeah, no, I'm good, thanks. No, I'm good. I have what I want. I'm just gonna keep walking down the hallway casually, right? You can just like get down to the end of the hallway. In other words, your desire, because you're already identified with it. Your eyes are locked in, right? Your eyes are locked in on who you are, and nothing can deter you. Nothing will sway you. Nothing's gonna grab you. And even if they're noisy and these thoughts and these feelings and these memories and sensations are noisy and they're trying to get your attention, right? You can notice them. You're just like, You keep walking. You're just like, no, I'm good. I've already gone in all these doors and I'm not doing this anymore. I'm good. I have what I want and I just know this is part of it, right? It's just like, I'm gonna walk past all these thoughts, feelings and sensations and keep walking as the person that has what they want. Because if you have what you want, doesn't mean you're not going to ever have negative thoughts, negative feelings. It doesn't mean you're not going to have shit happen in your life. It's still going to happen, but how do you react to it? Or will you respond, but just by simply walking down that hallway, knowing that you are that new person now? Do you see? So don't try to eliminate thoughts. Don't try to eliminate your feelings. Those are just showing up. Remember, like Neville said, those are messengers, right? Everything is a messenger. And you can, all of those doors represent that there's a possibility that you could go into good or evil, right? That there's good and bad. But you're like, no, all of that I made up when I thought that there was a possibility that I couldn't get what I want. Right? There's only fulfillment, and I'm just going to calmly walk towards my desired end. I'm walking in it already. I'm walking as it, in it, to it. It's happening. It happened. All of it. It's not just one or the other, right? So it's really less about how to stay in the wish fulfilled and how to know that you are in it, and all the other stuff is trying to distract you and tell you that you're not, but you are. So there you go, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you guys all soon on Sunday. All right, bye.